Gboyega Adejumo, was Ajimobi a burden on Bayo Adelabu?
The truth is, essentially, if you look at what has happened and what has been happening ever since His Excellency lost his bid to go to the Senate, I need to come here to define what a burden he has become. It's so apparent. If you need to lend any voice, it's just to say that empires do crumble. That somebody in Bodyland might still be standing today does not mean that he will stand tomorrow. And any other person who is aspiring to be governor should be careful. I don't want to get into the personality issues now. I just want to talk about Oyo State. We have a huge problem on our hands. Either way. I'm a PDP person.
Yeah.
But we have a huge problem on our hands, either way. Poor Lautech has now become an electioneering issue. I want to see Lautech, the Lautech that produced the likes of Bayo Adeyinka, some great guys in the society, best law students, engineering students, and all. I want to see Lautech. But I don't want to see Lautech being so much of a pawn, in which case the amount of money that I've heard that are being poured into this election just to make sure that one person emerges will have been able to save Lautech. What happened in 8 years of Ajimobi and Tinubu as chancellor? I want to ask questions.
Okay. I know you are close to the Bayo Adelabu camp.
Yes.
It appeared at the time that the camp was denying Ajimobi when he lost the election. It's like Ajimobi is on his own.
No, I don't agree.
Okay.
It never happened. You see, when people base their reports or source of information on social media, you know, on social media, anything, you read anything there, if you trust and what have you, and it takes a deep intellect or great intelligence to separate the chaff from the wheat on social media, because a lot are out there that you can easily be misled unless you are a discerning person. So I no.
But we've not heard anything from him. We've not heard anything from Ajimobi.
He was the one coordinating.
No,
up to yesterday night.
Was he on the field?
If up to yesterday night.
But it was coordinating from behind.
No, if up, you see, you can be on the field, do campaign, and you can be in the situation room in the drum board. I never attended any of the rallies, and yet I was actually actively involved. I'm more involved than people who are involved. Because what role will I play if I go out there to attend rally? I won't be one of the speakers at the rally. I won't be on the rostrum. If I'm there, I'll just be an observer.
You see,
so for me, I believe I'll be more useful at the studio room or back at home.
Bayo Adelabu spoke to pensioners.
Yes,
at the point, he became emotional. You saw him.
No, he said,
you heard what he said.
He said it won't be right to visit the scene of the father
on the son.
Yes, he said that.
Was he quoting the Bible?
I was there. No,
he was talking about Ajimobi.
About yes,
Ajimobi the father.
When he said it's seeing all of you now. It's like you are trying to visit the scene, just like a lawyer will say.
Because it was obvious on the faces of the pensioners.
Scene of the counsel on the litigant. That's when the lawyer made mistake, and you are trying to save your client's head. My lord, please don't visit the scene of the counsel.
Ajimobi committed a lot of sins, right?
A lot sin?
Sins.
I don't know what. See, we are not dealing with Bible and Quran here. That's when you can only commit sins against.
Let's listen to Ajimobi.
But you can talk of infraction and non-performance or what have you. Then we can deal with that.
Yes, Ajimobi talked about lies and rumors in your state. Lies and rumors in your state.
And you are offering him and his men to a cabinet position.
You see, that's the thing about Oyo State. Oyo State is number one when it comes to rumor mongering, when it comes to manufacturing of lies and innuendo.
What do you think, Akin?
Well, he's not a good promoter of himself. I don't reside in Oyo State. But there have been two conspicuous drawbacks. Negative attention he drew to himself, almost needlessly. That the whole of that the echoes reverberated throughout the country. One was what he did with the creation of all this. If a tiring broke, why fix it? That's the first question I asked. The effects of that reverberated beyond the state. And of course, it was a PR liability. And I'm sure that's part of the problems he had with it. The second one was the one he did with that decision. Ayefele. So, those are two things that, even without being a resident of Oyo State, that you will see these as liabilities on any governor who got involved in that. And also, this loud tech, and he doesn't know how to speak, how to address people. I remember during this Ayefele, he was saying that that people are saying that Ayefele create jobs. I said, he said thieves only not employ. That thieves can. You don't expect. So again, listening to, I don't know why he speaks like that. He speaks as if he does somebody who doesn't care what happens to him. And of course, this is somebody. If you draw, a thread or an inference from this background, you will not be surprised at the stage on which he has found himself in Oyo State. Okay,
let's do more. I will come to you. Because Adejumo is critical in this election, whoever wins. Because it seemed Bayo Adelabu kept defending the record of Adejumo. That became a problem for him. Let's listen to Senator Ayo Adejumo. And he said something about Adejumo. Adejumo.
Why did you leave the APC? What happened?
When ACN was going to be, 3 groups got together to form APC. That was AC, Alhaji Lamadation's group. That was the PDP reform. That was my group. Then there was the ANPP component. 3 groups got together, formed the ACN. We went to the polls. We all contributed maximally to the results we got eventually. When governance came, initially, in the first 2 years or so, I didn't have a single commissioner in that cabinet. Not one. We complained. We said, look, 3 parties got together to create what we have here. What came out of it must also be partaken into by every facet. Of course, the man who is governor would have a larger share of whatever is on the table. However, those other component parts must also be part of it.
Did you complain to Lamadationer?
I complained to Lamadationer. Lamadationer at the point actually threw up his hands in the air out of frustration, because he said once this fellow had gotten elected, he became somebody even he could not talk to again.
He needed to take charge. He is the governor.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. But if you are the governor, you take charge, but you take charge within certain limits. In a democracy, you can't say you're taking charge. If you are to be a military government, yes, you can say you're taking charge. It's yours. So it's not yours. It belongs to all of us.
The die was cast.
It's the beginnings of it.
So he started building.
The beginnings of it. So you kept raising issues to say, hey, look at this area. We are found wanting in a number of areas. You're not allowing input. You go to a meeting that the chief executive will call. At that meeting, he will speak 90% of the time. The balance of 10%, if anybody contributed, he listened. As the thing was here, entry is here. Through the right here, it was flowing out through the left. Well, I spoke to Asiwaju 3 times. I had a one-on-one meeting with him. And I told him, your state was going to go asunder unless some dramatic steps were taken to ensure that this man will not continue to lord it over the rest of us.
I spoke to Adejumo before the 2015 election. You were the Attorney General in Adejumo's first term. Adejumo said the chief executive calls for a meeting and he speaks 90% of the time. Is that true?
I wasn't at that meeting.
No, you had so many.
I made the executive council meeting.
Yes, you had so many meetings with the governor.
Yes.
The governor doesn't allow people to contribute. I've heard that.
I made my contribution very well.
And many times you fought with him.
I made my contribution very well. Very well. very well.
So Ajimobi allows people to talk.
I do talk. I do regularly. Believe me.
What do you think? Why did Ajimobi not win his senatorial contest?
It must have been due to a number of factors, not just one.
All right.
You see, I wrote a piece recently. I said voters or electorates can be likened to mob actions. And it's like an unruly horse. You cannot determine where they take you to. Believe me. Look at the last election that was held fortnight ago. On social media, everywhere, even in the press, in the media, people believe Atiku was going to win that election.
He won.
And
he won.
people believed Atiku was going to win that election. And he lost.
He didn't lose.
He lost by wide margin.
INEC said he lost.
Please, no, by wide margin.
He didn't lose.
Let me make my point.
Okay.
He didn't
The
lose.
last U.S. presidential election, I was so sure that I put a bet on it that Hillary was surely going to defeat
And she
Trump.
did.
I think.
But she had
And
3
she did.
million votes.
Popular vote. But popular vote does not win it.
But who is the president of the American today?
Maybe we should be
I agree.
having the electoral system here in Nigeria because
today,
sorry, my brother.
All right, sir.
You see, the founding fathers of the American Constitution actually felt that will the voters be that enlightened enough to be able to cast the vote that will elect a president? And they felt maybe we should have an electoral college, in which case let's have states choose those who will represent the totality of the voting power. And that is exactly what I think we need. So that somebody will not tell us that 1 million votes came from a war-ravaged Yobe state. In which case, if Yobe is to have 6 electoral votes and Lagos is to have 20, then we will know what we are dealing with. We're not just going to be dealing with numbers. But the truth of the matter is, coming back to the governor.
No,
Sorry, please. Yes.
So we were so sure Donald Trump won. And I cited a sample of Suswan and a former governor of Bauchi State, Adamu Masu. Visit Bauchi today. Adamu Masu performed excellently well. All the township roads in Bauchi were constructed by Julius Berger. And from Bauchi to Ningi, from Bauchi to Asari is about 408 kilometers. And it was started and well constructed. Yet, when Adamu Masu fight for senatorial seat in Benue, he lost in Bauchi. He lost. He was rejected massively. Woefully, he failed woefully at the poll, notwithstanding his great performance as a governor. Same thing applied to Suswan in Benue State. Suswan lost.
Can any
after
Nigerian
8
governor
years.
perform well?
No.
In the true sense of the word. We sing the same song about Lagos is doing well.
Adamu Masu was a PDP governor. Believe me, he performed excellently well.
But in the true sense of the word, can a Nigerian governor perform well?
Go to Gombe and see the wonderful work with Dakwambo. Dakwambo, because I'm familiar with Gombe and Bauchi. Dakwambo performed excellently well.
Did Ajimobi perform excellently well?
Let me come to that. No, in Gombe, and he was rejected by his people at poll. Ajimobi today, we all have our shortcomings, is the father of the modern Oyo State, and no governor.
How do you define father of a modern state?
Infrastructural development of this state.
So Oyo State modern.
Oh no! Look at the infrastructure. Were you in this state before? When you come to your state, you only came out when you came here to serve.
Yes, and that's been more than 10 years.
More than 10 years. Ask people what this state was before Ajimobi became governor.
Remember, this is the capital of the Western region.
Yes, believe me,
the first skyscraper.
Since
it has never been a village.
Since the time of Bonagi, good governance has eluded Oyo State. Please, mark my words. Senator Adoja did well as a governor, but he was not allowed. He was not performed optimally by the power that
good governance.
By the president.
Ajimobi.
President Obasanjo.
Yes.
Okay, to tell you the truth, I would say that in terms of infrastructure, Governor Ajimobi did certain things right. He got certain things right in terms of infrastructure. The idea of having to broaden the roads, especially the ones leading out and in from the challenge end and from the Iwo Road end, I will give it to him. But then do not let us take something away from Governor Akala. He too did well in terms of infrastructure. I won't ever allow anyone to tell me what I know and tell me it is not so. Before Governor Akala came, you couldn't leave from here and go to Iwerele and not spend 6 hours. In Okeogun, the road was bad. Iwerele, in Okeogun, the road was bad. And I'm particularly attached to Iwerele because of Alaafin Ajagbo, because that was where his mother came from, and how the institution of the Area Kakanfo came into being. My first time in Iwerele was in 2002.
It's not the roads Akala constructed and within 1 year they are bad?
I'm talking about the Iwerele road that was holding till even 2011. I don't know what has happened to it today, but between the time it was there from 2007 to 2011, you could travel the whole of Okeogun without having to encounter the kind of obstacles, difficulties, challenges, even from Okeogun towards the Ibarapa axis.
Mogaji Sakala, your model of good governance?
I will tell you that all governors that have served in Oyo State after Chief Gboyega have failed.
All right, you have made the point. That's the point I want to hear.